Welcome to Burning Bright, a weekly podcast presenting poetry and prose from Passenger. Nancy Smith Harris said, "I search family records and photos, linking fact with bits of family lore in search of narratives to leave behind." Here are some excerpts from Nancy's story, Carrie. It was one of those muddy Christmas days that could throw a bad mood over anyone young and foolish enough to crave snowfall. By the time she got to Hank's place, the two little ones would be sulky, housebound, with runny noses smashed against a window on the lookout for Hank's car. Next, after clawing the curling ribbon and bright paper from dolls and baseball mitts, when they were left once again with nothing to do, they'd sulk a little more, victims of the vague sadness that follows all rituals too long promised and too quickly ended. Finally, after dawdling over potatoes, gravy, ham, iceberg, peas, and ambrosia, they'd sprawl across the floor, hogging the television, sticky candy canes jammed in their mouths, and she wouldn't get to watch Lawrence Welk. The cold steel sky promised a blizzard, but delivered a dismal, sickish hue that felt like a wet rag over the world. The two youngest were driving Madge crazy by now. "When is Nana coming?" She didn't kid herself. They couldn't wait for Nana to get there, because gifts were off limits until everybody was herded into that long, narrow living room, its worn carpet soaked in spilled Kool-Aid. Mitch Miller led his chorus from the depths of a bulky stereo cabinet, whose ornateness stood out like a sore thumb among the rest of the furnishings that included a prickly sofa, a padded rocker, and a hand-me-down piano. "Merry Christmas, Nana." Madge greeted them from the doorway in full-skirted red taffeta, suitable for cocktails at the Beachcomber nightclub. The dress was ruined by a terry-cloth apron sprayed with giant holly berries and pointed leaves. "Merry Christmas, Nana," the two older girls chorused. "Merry Christmas, Nana," the two little ones, 8 and 5, boy and girl, came running to the door. She forced a weak smile and looked with hope at a chair near the head of the table. One of the teenagers slid Nana's purse over her own arm while the other removed her coat. They led her to the rocker by the aluminum tree dotted with red bulbs. A flood of papered boxes began among the lowest branches and spilled across the floor. "Now can we open them?" The 5-year-old tugged on her mother's apron with 2 hands, fingers stamping the cheap white terry with strawberry jam prints. Yes, go ahead." Mitch Miller and his singers carried forth, filling conversational lapses. From Passenger, issue 70, excerpts from Nancy Smith Harris's story, Carrie. Patric Pepper said, "This poem came to me one December morning while sipping tea and contemplating a time my brother Perry and I went out to cut a scrub pine Christmas tree for our family home. I think the poem reflects my view that all of life is quite dreamlike, even as it is the only reality we know." He said, "It also reflects my belief that in our lives, which are as absolutely transient as a raging river, it is the love we establish that provides us a rock to cling to." Patric Pepper's poem, The Christmas Tree, which he dedicates for Perry. "Remembering now, it's like it happens now. Off the back road, into the scrub pine forest, where we picked a giant, transparently thin specimen and turned it into a Christmas tree as we filled our eyes with it and sawed. That thing, our tree, filled the room with its long, scraggly branches of wild evergreen. The wood became our substance as we hung the lights, the balls, the tinsel, which were us as we had fallen in childlike love with them. This morning, it's a dream without the sleep. It sprouts like an odd town on a strange prairie. Vision recedes now at the kettle's whistle, which brings me back into the current vision, where black tea steams and a life scratches on. But it did happen. Once we fell in love with that box of baubles in that bony tree. And that was where we came to love, surely, each other. 2 stout buckos on a quest. as the lucky earth rolled round its universe. From Passager's 2011 Poetry Contest issue, The Christmas Tree, Patric Pepper. Liz Abrams-Morley said, "In the past 5 years, my sense of myself as a hopeful pragmatist has been strained by shootings, by climate disasters, by global pandemic, and hateful conspiracy theories. Writing this poem was a way of contacting that part of myself, who also can find and relish the abundant moments of beauty in the now of my sweet life. These moments sustain." We'll end this last podcast of 2025 with Liz's poem, Write Your Hope for the New Year. You say, and Dave says, it will be marginally better than the last, which, he admits, is like saying slightly less evil than Hitler. But Corey says, a new moon as the year opens could mean possibilities, which could go, given human nature and humans and nature, either way these days. And you may call me crazy writing letters to the editor when nobody reads newsprint anymore, or for yelling myself hoarse at the walls behind which my senator hides every mild or inclement Tuesday. I'll still knock on doors, ranting like Chicken Little, when we all know the sky is ripped open if not falling, and possibly it's all beyond repair. But listen. My grandson is teaching himself Fly, Eagles, Fly on his shiny new trumpet. Outside, a cold December Wednesday, I'm standing in a city schoolyard while my granddaughter's second grade sings to shivering masked parents who want only the world for their children, proud smiles hidden by KN95s. And I am here, recalling how long after her own illegal but safe abortion, long after her own menopause, my mother, newly a grandmother, escorted terrified girls past a red-faced mob and into a clean, warm clinic. I'm seeing my father at 70, marching in an anti-nuclear protest for the first time. Call me crazy for hope. I'm just Sarah Blossom's grandma, I'll tell you. I'm just Bill's third determined girl. I guess I'm just Esther's most stubborn child. Write Your Hope for the New Year by the 2020 Passenger poet Liz Abrams-Morley from Passager's 2022 Poetry Contest issue. To subscribe to, donate to, or learn more about Passenger and its commitment to older writers, visit PassegerBooks.com. Passenger offers a 25% discount on the books and journal issues featured here on Burning Bright. Visit our website to see what's on sale this week. Have a happy winter solstice and holiday season. We'll be back in January with more episodes of Burning Bright. For Christine, Roseanne, Mary, Asher, and the rest of the Passenger staff, I'm John Shore.